all men because there is not a single man on this planet that has not made a choice that directly oppresses women. Not a single one, not a single man on this earth that is not guilty. It's not all men because the good men know we're not talking about them. We are. It's not all men because we don't know which man. It's all men because it quite literally is all of you. You are all guilty of this. Every single one. It's all men because it's all men.
For anyone who's watched one of my videos where I talk about all men and you've dropped a comment, slid into my DMs and said, well, that's not how women really think. That's just what they say. You know what I say to that? Fuck you. This is how some women think. You may not think that way. Other women may not think that way, but there are absolutely women who fucking think this way, and they repeat this shit, this narrative constantly. Would it be okay for me to say all women think this way? No, because you know why? There would be women dropping in the comments saying, well, it's not all women that think this way. Yet here we are with another woman saying that it's all men. And let's be so intellectually honest about this whole oppression conversation, because there is a fundamental misunderstanding of what oppression actually is. Feminism's painted women as the oppressed class, men as the oppressors, even though women fundamentally have every right, every opportunity that men have, especially in modern society. And in fact, I'd argue that really until recently, and still in some states, women had one right men didn't have: the right to murder, because that's what abortion is. It's legalized murder, no matter how you want to define it. And even if you take abortion off the table, that means men and women still have the same rights. So then what opportunities do men have that women don't? I'd argue, again, women actually have more systemic opportunities than men, because there are incentives, grants, scholarships, programs, initiatives specifically designed for women that don't exist for men in the same capacity. So then let's wipe this oppression bullshit off the board, because it doesn't exist the way feminism claims it does. What the feminist narrative actually means when it says oppressed is that a man has a boundary, has a standard, has an expectation that a woman doesn't want to meet, or she doesn't want to do, or she just feels like she shouldn't have to do it. So suddenly it becomes oppression. And that's where this argument that a man would still have to work, cook, clean, take care of his home, even if he didn't have a wife and family, comes from. Well, so would a woman, because if she didn't have a husband, kids, family, what would she do? She'd probably go to work, come home, cook, clean, pay bills, handle her fucking responsibilities. Yet the second that a woman gets married, feminism suddenly defines those same adult responsibilities as oppression, and even defines marriage itself as oppression, a choice that the woman makes and a right that she has. What she's actually describing in all of this is called being a grown fucking adult and doing the things that we don't want to do, but still have to do. The entire basis of feminism is just bullshit across the board. All it does is give a voice and pseudo credibility to dumb women who think every inconvenience, a responsibility, expectation, or disagreement is oppression. Because everything is viewed through the feminist lens becomes oppression. So are we going to pretend men never do things they don't want to do? Are we going to pretend women never ask men to handle responsibilities they'd rather not deal with? Because if we're going to apply her logic equally, then every woman has oppressed a man at some point. Of course, they'll say all this, well, it only applies to women. No, it fucking doesn't. You can't demand equality, then say, well, not that kind of equality. Because that's not equality, that's entitlement. It's actually egalitarianism. And it's, you want all the benefits with none of the responsibilities. You want to be treated like royalty while being protected from standards, consequences, and any fucking accountability. That's the danger of feminism, because it has spent the last 60 years convincing women that they're oppressed when they are. And now every ordinary responsibility, every ordinary need gets treated like some form of male tyranny. So if you can't say all women, then you can't fucking say all men.